Hello students, this is a small topic. Like we are merging two topics together because both of them are very smaller concepts, but very important to understand. So today we are going to discuss about pleiotropy as well as the sex links inheritance in humans. To be very clear, sometimes we also see these things in animals also. So we are discussing about these two different concepts today. The first is the pleiotropy. Now, pleiotropy is nothing but when one single gene controls more than one character. Till now, we have seen that polygenic characters where one character was controlled by more than one gene. But over here, one single gene will control more than one character. Now, how can we come to that conclusion? Suppose there is a one gene, let's say there is a gene which is controlling a particular character, number one. Uh, if suppose there is a mutation in this gene, this character is going to get affected. But when we say that with the effect in this character, we also see there's a effect in the character other than that, or more than one characters are linked together or affected together. So individual which shows a mutation in the gene which is controlling one character also shows the effect on two different characters as well. So say for example, in case of Drosophila, we come to see that most of the time the gene which is controlling the wing shape, suppose the wings are dish shaped, or the gene which is controlling the wing shape undergoes a small mutation, and this happens when the gene comes in the homozygous condition and express itself. It is found that the wings which are like the wings become vestigial, but along with the wing the other structures also becomes vestigial. Let's say for example, the reproductive organs of the Drosophila becomes vestigial, or they are affected, the structure of the reproductive organ is affected, or if so, and also the eggs, uh, longevity and the production of the eggs are also affected. So one character which is like controlled by one gene, but over here the one gene is controlling multiple characters. So this gene is also controlling the shape of the wing, it is also controlling the structure of the reproductive organ, it is also controlling the longevity of the eggs of the animal. So that is the concept of pleiotropy. That is one gene, one single gene controls more than one character. That's all about pleiotropy. There's no nothing more to understand in pleiotropy. So this is pleiotropic, and the gene which is controlling more than one character is called as pleiotropic gene. So we have pleiotropy and we have pleiotropic gene which is controlling more than one character. Okay, so let's move on to the next concept. That is the sex-linked inheritance. In a very layman's language, what is sex-linked inheritance? If a trait or disorder or any character which are expressed by the genes which are present on the sex chromosome, it is called as sex-linked inheritance. Now, as per your syllabus, you have two different types of sex-linked inheritance. One is the X-linked inheritance, another is the Y-linked inheritance. So, those genes which are present on the X chromosome, as we have seen, there are pair of sex chromosome. So, of total 23, we have 22 autosomes and one pair of sex chromosome. In case of the female, that is XX. In case of male, that is X and Y. So that is the sex chromosomes present in case of female and male. Now, if the genes which are controlling a particular character are present on the X chromosome, if they are present on the X chromosome, and this gene, means these characters are seen in only those genes which are present on the X chromosome, such inheritances are called as X-linked inheritance. But if those genes are present on the Y chromosome, those will be called as the Y-linked inheritance. We'll come to that. It's very important to understand. See, in case of female, the X chromosomes are present in homozygous state. Like we can say there's two X chromosome in case of female. But in case of male, the sex chromosomes are like heterozygous, one X, one Y. So it is very important to understand the any mutation in the gene which is present on the X chromosome, because it is present in a single over here, a single stage over here. It is going to express itself. So most of the X-linked inheritance characters are seen in case of males, whereas because in female there are two X chromosomes. One is affected, another is normal. The affected gene characters are not expressed because there's a normal gene present over here. So that is very important to understand. So let's see what is X-linked inheritance, what is Y-linked inheritance. Uh, the X-linked inheritance also, like there are two types of X-linked inheritance. We see X-linked recessive inheritance and X-linked dominant inheritance. Suppose the mutation is a recessive allele, that is called as the recessive inheritance. If it is a dominant allele, we'll see that is a dominant inheritance. Now we have seen what is a recessive and dominant allele. That is very clear. It's basically any allele which express itself. If it is a recessive allele, it is going to express itself only in case of homozygous condition. That will express itself only in case of homozygous condition. Whereas the dominant allele can express itself, although it going to express itself in homozygous, but it can also express itself in heterozygous condition. So most of the time the X-linked characters are, or X-linked dominant characters, or X-linked dominant inherited characters are clearly visible in case of X-linked dominant inheritance, because they will express themselves either in homozygous or heterozygous. So let's see in detail what is X-linked recessive inheritance. So when we say X-linked recessive inheritance, disorders which are phenotypically expressed in males, because since males have only single X chromosome, these are called as the X-linked recessive inheritance. So the recessive, because it is a recessive, so it is compulsory that the female, the mother, suppose this mother and the father. So what we are going to get is, suppose this is an affected X chromosome. Uh, so the mother is going to give one affected, one normal. Father is going to give one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. So the daughter over here will be normal, but the son of an affected mother. Now she's not an affected mother, but she's carrying an X chromosome with an affected gene, and this is a recessive trait. So the mother won't express the character because this is a recessive one. The normal gene will overshadow, or won't allow the expression of the mutated gene. So this mother won't be affected, she'll be normal mother, but the son will be affected. Her son will be affected because there's only one X chromosome and the character will be expressed in absence of any other X chromosome. But normal mother, she will be called as the carrier. She will be called as carrier. The daughter will be completely normal. Even if she gets an affected gene, she will be normal, but she will be a carrier. Normal carrier. And every son, uh, there is a possibility of 50-50% chance that one of the son out of two will be affected. One will be normal, another will be affected. Now, if suppose this son mates with a normal female, this son mates with a normal female, all the boys, means all the sons will be normal because the male is going to give only the Y chromosome. So there's a chance of all the normal males, no effect in the no effect on the male progeny, but there's a 50% chance that the or the 100% chance that both the daughters of an affected male will be a carrier female. Both of them will be carrier female because the male is going to give only one X chromosome, which is affected chromosome, to both the daughter. And if the male mates with a normal female, if she is not carrier, there will be no expression of the character. Both daughters will be carrier or normal carrier. But if the same male mates with a carrier female, then there's a 100% chance that both the daughter will show the expression of the character and both will be affected. So both of them will be affected, both of them won't be carrier, both of them will be affected. So see, because it is a recessive X-linked inheritance, it will express itself only in case of homozygous condition. Remember this thing, it will express itself only in case of homozygous condition. In case of heterozygous condition, the individual will be, in case of female, the individual will be uh, normal, but in case of heterozygous condition, in case of male, the individual will be affected because it is a recessive one. In absence of another normal X chromosome, this will express itself. and this is called as when the affected male gives only carrier female, and this male over here are normal. This is like the characters are like skipping the generation. So if this carrier female mates with a affected male, a normal male, the grandson of this person, the grandson of this person, if suppose she is affected, if she is a carrier, let's say a carrier female mate with a normal male, the grandson of this person will get all the character of him. Because uh, there's a 50% chance that one of the grandson will be affected. That is how the X-linked inheritance characters skip a generation from father to daughter and from daughter to her son. The generations here, the daughter, if she is carrier, she won't express the if she is carrier, she won't express the character, and if she doesn't express the character, she the character won't be visible. She will be carrier. She won't express the character, and the character won't be visible. So what will happen if she mates with a normal male? If she mates with a normal male, her one of her son will get the character or will express the character, the mutated character, and this is how the character or the disorder has skipped one generation. This is how the character has skipped one generation from father to daughter and from daughter to her son. The character has skipped one generation or not expressed in one of the generation. So that is the X-linked disorder. Female will express the disorder only in case of homozygous condition. That is X-linked recessive disorder, and that's how the trait skips a generation only in case of X-linked recessive disorder. Then we then we have the X-linked dominant, phenotypically expressing both male and female progeny as it is dominant allele. So if we have whether now because it is dominant, it is going to express itself in heterozygous as well as in homozygous condition. So if we have a female with one of the affected X chromosome, she is be affected. She won't be a carrier. She'll be an affected female. If she marries a normal male, there's a 50% chance that half of her progeny will be affected. 1:1. That will be the phenotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio means phenotypically all out of four, two will be affected because there is a X chromosome which is going to be expressing itself in absence of any other X chromosome, because that's the heterozygous condition. And if one of the person, if any individual is showing such type of character, one of the parent has to be affected. One of the parent has to be affected. Suppose this individual, this girl marries a affected boy. This girl marries an affected boy. What will happen? That there will be homozygous condition in one of the daughter. Uh, one of the son will be affected. Uh, Again, so all the daughters will be affected because this father is going to give only the X chromosome which is affected. So one of the daughter will be homozygous for the mutation, she will be affected. Other will be heterozygous for the mutation, but still she will be affected. One of the son, because carries one of the mutated gene given by the mother, he will be affected. And one of the normal X chromosome which is given to the son, who gets a Y chromosome which has nothing to do with this character, he will be normal. So see over here, the phenotypic ratio will be 3 is to 1 in F2 generation if the affected female marries with an affected male. But if the affected female marries with a normal male, affected female marries with a normal male, we will get the 3 is to 1 type of 1 is to 1 type of ratio. One of the progeny will be affected out of two, means whether it is one of the daughter or one of the son. So you'll be getting phenotypically 1 is to 1 ratio in F1 generation. In F2 generation, you'll be getting 3 is to 1 ratio. So this is how X-linked dominant inheritance works, because whether it is in homozygous or heterozygous, this mutation will express itself. This happens in case of us in humans, like the facial digital syndromes, or we have mental retardation or renal function impairment. So this was about X-linked dominant or X-linked characters. In case of Y-linked characters, instead of the mother, the father shows the Y chromosome shows the affected uh, or the Y chromosome shows the mutated gene. All the daughters will be normal because there is no Y chromosome. Only the sons will show the characters because it is present in Y chromosome. So it's very easy to understand that the Y-linked inherited characters are passed on from father to son and from their son to their son. Because they are going to give the Y chromosome, they are going to pass on the Y chromosome to the male progeny only. As the female progenies are not getting any Y chromosome, they are neither carrier, neither affected. They are all normal. The sons, if it is Y-linked recessive character or it is Y-linked dominant character, it doesn't matter because it is going to be present in the son with an X chromosome. Only a single Y chromosome is present. All the sons will be affected. So affected father will give birth to an affected son, an affected son will give birth to an affected grandson. So the X linked is skipping a generation, but a Y linked character does not skip a single generation from father to son. Okay, if the person does not have any son, the character won't be passed on from father to daughter to son. Okay, from father to his daughter and from his daughter to her son, it won't happen because she won't be giving the Y chromosome. So the character does not skip, but in case of X-linked character, it happens. The character skips a generation. In Y-linked, from father to son and from son to grandson. So that is what is X-linked and Y-linked inheritance. Thank you all.